beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was. What a beautiful day. First thing I woke up this morning, I was like, wow, I can't believe it. So yes, what a beautiful day. And no matter what, every day is a beautiful day. We can make our day a beautiful day depending on how you start your morning. So anyway, I love you all. And I hope you start your morning off in a positive note, positive energy to make that flow through the day. So anyway, I love you all, and thank you for being here, joining me on my YouTube channel. And thank you for those of you who've been here from the beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And those of you who have joined me in between, or maybe today, I have told somebody about something today. So I hope that lady, her name is Kathy, another Kathy, but with a K. I mean with a C. I'm with a K, she's with a C. So anyway, besides that, thank you for all of you who have been here. Either you watch my videos, or you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you shared my videos. Thank you so much. And those of you who leave me a message, and thank you. I have to say, there's a lady out there that I met, and I don't know if she's going to watch this video, but thank you for reaching out to me. It's been a while, and so it's great to get messages. Starlight loves to receive messages, and thank you all of you who have been here, being so sweet by supporting Starlight on her mission here with God. And not only that, if anyone would love to send any love donations to Starlight, Starlight would love to receive any donations from anyone who would like to. And I will have my Cash App information here. Ping! And for those of you that don't know what a Cash App is, it's where you would download a Cash App through the Play Store, and then there's a way that you can actually add money to that Cash App and send it to Starlight, or even anyone that you actually know that has a Cash App card, or an app, which I have a card, so I can physically use it when I go. Like if I need food, I can use that to buy food or personal needs or whatever that I need. So with that being said, before I start this video, hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, don't forget you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can also leave a message down below, beep, 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 and you can share my videos with your family, your friends. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Alrighty, now you lasted this long, so thank you so much for those of you that lasted this long in the video. And I'll tell you what, the way this works is the ones that really want the help, they will be patient. And that's a part of this whole process, is being patient. Things don't happen right away. And a while back, I did have a lady that got so upset with me at a food pantry because it was my first time there, and the ladies were so amazing that was helping me out with food behind the counter, and she wanted to hurry up, but Starlight did not let that bother her. I let her know that, hey, good things come to those who wait. But and that's what we got to do. We got to slow down and be such a rush. And that is what I've learned a lot on this journey. I've learned a lot on this journey. So anyway, I have a wonderful story, true story that happened today, fresh off the press. This is a story. You don't really hear these on the news. What do you hear on the news? It's about a lot of negative stuff. They might have sports, but you'd have to be a sports fan to really get into that. And they have some things out there, but most of it is negative information. And so this is a positive, inspiring message for all of you. And I'm titling it right now, Touched by an Angel, because I used to watch that show a long time ago. And I don't remember the guy's name, but I used to have a crush on the actor because I grew up with Bonanza, and there was a character in Bonanza, a Western, Little Joe. So when Starlight was growing up, Starlight's like, wow, is he handsome? So Starlight always had a thing for Little Joe, and then later on he ended up playing into this series, or whatever, of Touched by an Angel. So that is, and I used to watch that. I was like, wow, he came out to be a really cool guy, being Little Joe, and later on having playing that movie, that show or whatever. So that's what this is about. And today's my third time meeting a real angel out in public. Now, some of you are probably thinking, Starlight, angels don't exist out here. They got wings and they fly around. Well, I'll tell you what, you're wrong. I'm sorry to say that, but there's angels amongst us. There are. You could be watching this, and you could be an angel yourself and not even know it. You might not even know that you're an angel. Now, I do know online they also have like what they call earth angels. But I'll tell you what, this is my third time that I actually met an angel that helped me one way or another. And before I start telling you this story, I'm going to kind of rewind a little bit on how Starlight got to where she is today. So I'm going to say the last 2 weeks, God has been working on me on so many different ways every day, So I've been learning to pray more in the morning. My morning starts off with spending time with God. And I've been praying. I do pray for Archangel Michael. Some of you are throwing stones at me. Please be kind here. This is my YouTube channel. Because not everybody, everybody's been programmed to believe whatever they believe. Not everybody likes hearing that you pray, to Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to make up stories here. If you want to know how I make this stuff work, and it's not just me. There's a lot of people or angels involved in this. So I do pray to Archangel Michael in the morning. I do talk to God in the morning. I pray to Jesus too, in Jesus' name. So the God Creator, that's the God I'm talking about. And yes, there is a lot of gods out there with a small g. We all have God in us. So whether you believe that or not either, we're all, it's just like, where you came from, whatever family you came from, don't you have like, your dad, your mom, they had a baby, there you are. Aren't you part of them? Well, we're a part of God. So it's no difference except for God is very powerful. And we are all creators, because that's what God is, a creator, creating all kinds of stuff, So with that being said, I've been working more, focusing on the morning and spending time with God, asking for help every morning. And even every morning I even spend more time and I get more serious about what I'm praying about. And I do believe in the power of prayer, whether you believe it or not. And so I'm going to have more videos about faith and all this to help people out, because everybody's different. It works different for each person. And so anyway, I've been getting signs from the universe. And yes, Starlight does talk about the universe. We are all part of the universe. We all have, that's why my name is Starlight, is that because we have stardust in our DNA. That's where Starlight comes from. That's why my YouTube channel has a picture of me holding, it looks Starlight. So, and I made that picture, that image by myself. That is nothing I stole online or anything like that. So it's no accident that my name is Starlight. So with all this being said, so I do in the morning, I ask the universe, God, Please guide me today, not my will, but thine will be done. I want to go wherever you want me to go. I surrender. I surrender. I realize, if I surrender and just let God, guide me, my life, is smoother that way, and less going around in circles so much. So I pray for guidance in the morning. Like when I start my morning off, okay, where do you want me to go? Then there's times I go somewhere and it's like this morning, I went to a park. Well, I went there to read my Bible and pray and spend some time alone with myself and God and talk to the angels, ask Archangel Michael before I even get, when I get behind my steering wheel, I pray to Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to put a shield of protection around me and other people. That way, I'm not just praying for my own safety, I'm praying for other people around me. So it is so important not to just think about yourself, but to always think of others. And even when I go to sleep at night, I pray for a shield of protection around my car because I'm a girl. I have the windows wide open. It's hot out I can't say it's hot out at night, but I need the windows open right now. I don't have AC in my car, so I need the windows open. The doors are locked, don't worry. Don't worry, I am protected. And I'm in a safe place. So with that being said, I pray to Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and Archangels of Violet Flame to put a shield of gold and violet flame around my space, like 50 feet around my car to keep me safe. Guess what? Nothing has happened to me. I've had some scary moments because I wasn't parking the right spot, but I was protected. So God will use, God used police officers before. And there's times that, you're going to have people that might scare you. You might be timid of these people. But God will use police officers to say, hey, you can't park here. Or have somebody knock on and this has happened to me, you can't park here. And I could get all mad and upset with these people. But no, that's God. God's helping me out to keep me safe. So now I got a safe spot that I can park all the time. But I still pray. So it's really important that you pray. How do you start your morning off? And that's what I do, is I pray and I ask guidance. Please give me the strength that I need today to get through. Please guide me. Help me to be balanced. Help me to do all the things that I'm supposed to do today. There's times I got to do my dishes, clean the car, meditate. You meditate, Starlight, it's evil. Well, everybody's got their own opinion. That's okay, but this is what works for me. And I will have a video on that another time about meditations. So anyway, I was guided today. I was like, what? Last night, actually, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So recently, I've been getting numbers from the universe, like 888. And the last 5 days, or even more than that, I've been getting 1111, even more than once. So these are confirmations and other numbers. I don't have my number book with me to tell you what the other numbers were. But when you see repeated numbers or a number that stands out, I've been getting 222 all over the place. But there's a lot of numbers that I see, repeated numbers or numbers that stand out. And when I look them up, abundance is coming, Starlight. You got to keep positive, keep trusting, And I'm like, okay. So that's what I've been doing. Is I've been trusting. I've been changing what I normally would do. And on this journey, I'll tell you what, people down the homeless people all the time, and not everybody, but there's a lot of people that have a lot of, bad things to say about the homeless people living on the street. But I'll tell you what, they could have more faith than you, because these people are living on the street. They don't know where their next meal is coming from every day. But you got a whole lot of stuff in your refrigerator. Some of it's going bad. Some of it's been, you got so much to pick from in your refrigerator, so when you wake up in the day, or, you go get a snack, you got, wow, look at all the choices you have. But those homeless people, they got faith. They can't have all that food with them. Some of them might, and then it's hot outside. So they deal with a lot of elements out there, with the weather, as far as, like, being able to carry food. And if they're living on the street, if they have a bike, if they have a wagon, if they have this, that, whatever, they have to be always mindful of what they carry with them. They don't want to carry a lot of stuff if they don't have, if they're on foot and they don't have a bike, so they might go to, like a soup kitchen, and that's their meal. What if they're hungry later on, they want a snack, So they got a lot of faith, because they're getting their food supply somehow or another. So be careful about knocking people that are living on the street, because they could have more faith than what you have as a person that's got it all in your house. So I've been getting numbers that abundance is coming. And normally when this happens, it's going to come. And the universe is like, yeah, because the angels give me these numbers. When you see repeated numbers, it's to get your attention. When things repeat itself, that means God's trying to get your attention. Hello, have you ever heard somebody tell you something and then somebody else tells you the same thing, but you don't do nothing with it? That's God using these people to guide you. Hey, you need to leave that guy. But are you listening? Hey, you need to leave that guy. Or you need to leave her. She's not good for you. But you have all these reasons why you stay with her. And you have all these reasons why you stay with him. People will complain about their job that they're working at. People are like, you need to leave that place. Oh yeah, I heard a lot of bad stuff about that place. Why don't you get another job? God's speaking to us all the time, but are you listening to what God's telling you? God can use anyone. So anyway, abundance is, I've been getting these messages with these numbers, getting 1111, like today I got 1111 3 times today. Every day, when you get the 1111, 888, you see it, you're like, ooh, 888. And you can look on YouTube and number meaning 888. Number meaning 1111. What does that mean? Those numbers can pop up anywhere. And so that's how this week has been going. And so this week here, my faith has increased even more. I definitely feel like in the last 4 days that I've gotten a downloads. I'm not the same person I was 5 days ago. There's a lot of things that shifts in our reality that a lot of people are not aware of. Hang on. So in the year, the day, and all these numbers have meaning. That's why in the Bible, there's certain numbers in the Bible time. And a lot of people go by numbers. Numbers is everything. If you don't believe this, then you're totally missing out on what God is really revealing and telling you. And it's so easy to believe, and to things that we were told at the church or our family members, and those are programs that you got to let go of. A lot of people are stuck because they came from a church and they put them inside of a box and said, stay there. You can't get outside this box. But a lot of the people that are in the church that are being controlled, that it's an occult church, they're not even to realize that they are in the box. They don't even realize they've been put in a box. They can't talk about certain things. They can't do this and they've been being controlled. And I was one of those people. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been in a occult church, for 7 years. And another one before that, controlling you. You got to decide on your own what you want to do and what you don't want to do. It's okay to watch TV, but what are you watching? These are things that are so important. So God will guide us to pull us away from things that are not serving us, not helping us to grow and evolve. So if you want to stay small, then, those churches are out there that they will say, hey, you can't read those kind of books. You can't watch that over there. I just had a lady that is a Catholic lady, and I told her about my YouTube channel. I said, yeah, I'm on a mission with God, and I have a YouTube channel. It's about be the change that you want to see in the world. And I didn't know she was Catholic, but she goes, oh, I don't think we can, Catholics are allowed to do that. Why not? A long time ago, I was told that Catholics were not allowed to read the Bible. I'm like, how are they going to study it? Doesn't it say in the Bible to study the Word of God to show yourself approved? But the church is telling people not to read their Bibles? How does that work? We got to take our power back. So a lot of people have been programmed so much that they don't even know what the right thing, they're going off of this old program that says, no, you can't do that. No, you can't listen to those people, and being in a box, you're not going to grow. You're not going to find out who you really are by being in a box. Just like a plant. It needs space. You need space. What I heard not too long ago is that in the Bible it says that there were giants in those days. There was giants in those days, right? It's in the Bible. You know what? Somebody told me and it made a lot of sense. So there's a place, and I'm not sure where it is in the world, but there's this. Somebody thought it was a mountain, but it was really a big, huge tree stump. So there used to be huge, huge, huge trees. Where did they go? I don't know where they went. But you know why? It makes sense. They chopped the trees because they knew that if those were big trees, we would be taller than what we are right now today. Because the way the trees are, that more space, we would be even taller. So we're midgets compared to what we would be if they didn't cut those trees down. They didn't want us to be big. They cut them down so our air supply and all this stuff that, just like what they do with a tree when they, trees, when they don't want them to grow anymore, they chop the tops off so then they don't, get taller. That way, because maybe wires and all this stuff, they don't want to, so that way the trees are not going to pull the wires down off the poles and stuff like that. So anyway, this is going to be a big-ass long video, apparently. It doesn't matter. So anyway, today, so my faith has been getting better. My faith in God is even strengthened as I go along. So this week here, I'm in a different area, and normally when I get to an area, I look in my car, and so I'm like, ooh, I need food. On a day that I know I need food, I'm like, ooh, I'm running out of stuff. Because I'm close to a vegan really diet, and so I need my greens, I need my beans, I need my iron, and I need fruit and all these things, and I always can't get what I need really at a food bank. So this week, you know what God was doing? Testing my faith. Instead of me waking up in the morning and hurrying up, looking at my phone, hurry up, go to a food bank. You know what? This week I didn't. Because I wanted my faith to increase. So, like this morning, I was running out of a lot of stuff, running out of bread, my peanut butter, all that, I already cooked all my apples because they were getting soft and I needed to cook them up, because I wasn't going to eat them like that. So I made applesauce. So, and last night I needed gas. So I went out and asked for gas. Some of you might not like it that Starlight does this, but it says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. I'm on a mission with God. People get mad at the homeless people. They're only doing what they were told. So anyway, instead of what I normally would do, which is based on fear-based, is, hey, God's not going to supply my needs, so I got to hurry up and go to the food bank. Is that the only way that you think God is going to bless you with something is, by doing it that way? So I let go. And a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times I don't really get, there's food that, fresh vegetables and fruit. And it takes a lot of gas money I can go there and get this happened many times over and over again. I could get a carload of food, and 75% of that food, guess what? I don't even eat it, but I'll go out and pass it out to the homeless people. So with this all being said, is like I said, I start my morning off praying that God will, asking for guidance. Please help me to be balanced today. Please guide me today, not my will, but thine be done. But last night, I got a man that helped me out with gas. He was so sweet, so beautiful. He's like, I went up to him, he goes, do you need something? And I'm like, yes, I don't have any gas, and I'm out here, I'm on a mission with God. He goes, I will take care of you. I will, I got you. He goes, this just happened to me a couple weeks ago. And so he knew what it was like to go out and ask for help. He's working, he's going out to work, and he needed some money to go back to work. And so somebody did help him out, and he explained to me how some people wouldn't even help him out. They got angry with him and all that stuff. That stuff does go on out there. I said, you know what? God was just testing you. He was a sweetheart, though. So he did. He goes, I got you. Don't worry. And so he gave me $20. Well, then Starlight's like, I was so grateful. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you. Because it's my time to actually get my car parked, get ready for the night. But you know what? I needed something else to eat. What I had wasn't going to fill me up. I knew it wasn't. The way Starlight eats, and I didn't eat all day. And I'm like, I need some other stuff to go with this stuff that my meal that I made. I need like a sandwich, with some greens, and I need some vegetables, because this was not, it didn't have all the right stuff that my body needs. So I asked for more help, and a guy, he was happy to help me out. He goes, sure. He was such a sweetheart, and then he gave me $20. So I had a little bit of extra money, after getting that sandwich, and I ate that. It tasted so good. And so today, I had $10 left and some change because my car needs to get cleaned. I haven't found a place to vacuum my car because I gotta have space to take all my stuff out because I gotta put stuff back in. I can't take everything out of my car, but I do section out of section because my car is getting dirty. Guess what? God wants my car be clean. I have to have faith that God's going to give me the money so I can get my car clean. I need money to be able to clean my car. So I have that money. So today, God guided me at a park. I went to the park, got freshened up in there. And then guys started showing up to work. And that was my sign. Throughout the day, I've been kind of moved by God, guided and all this stuff. And so now it's like time. I'm like, you know what? I got some of this money. I didn't eat anything. I need some grapes. My body needs some grapes. I need, antioxidants and all that stuff for my body. So I'm like, I'm going to go to Walmart. And, but I prayed that day. I'm like, God, please help me to find somebody that I can be a blessing to, because when God blesses me with money like this guy that gave me $20, God expects me to help somebody else out, just like you guys or girls. When you get a paycheck, or you get extra money somehow or another, God really expects us to go out and be a blessing to somebody else that is in need. So even if you're homeless, the rules are different because Starlight's living in her car. Absolutely not. Because it's how the money flow keeps on coming, is when you have an open heart and you want to bless others with what God didn't have to give you what you got in the first place. But Starlight, I work for my money. You're right, you work for your money, but how's your health? Anything could happen to you at any given moment in time. So don't take any of that for granted, because I know I got stories and stories and stories about that kind of stuff. It could be the food that you're eating wrong. I've known people, in the hospital, because the food that they were eating was not good. They were eating everything and ate a lot of it, gaining a lot of weight, until it ended up putting them in the hospital. And they were scared out of their mind. So everything comes from God. We don't own shit. Whether you think you own a house, you own a car or not, you don't own shit. God blessed you with all that stuff. So anyway, Starlight goes to Walmart, and because I'm going to go get some grapes, and I'm going to go to the library right after. Bam, bam, quick thing. That's what I thought. So anyway, I get out front of Walmart, and I seen a homeless lady. She's a little older than me, younger than me, I mean. And she's got her car, and everything was so organized and so neat, the way she had it. And she's pulling her car, and I was like, I'm like going in my pocketbook. So I had really $10 and $14 in bills, which really some of the money I really wanted to clean my car up with. And I had pocket change. I don't know how much was there. So anyway, I'm going up to her, and in my heart and in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to give to her? Because I want to bless her. I want to help her out. She's living on the street. She's not asking me for anything. I just wanted to be a blessing to her because I see that she's got, her cart and stuff. So I go up to this lady, and I'm like, and she saw me, like, before I even got there. She just, like, saw me. It was so funny. It's like God was doing something with her, and I didn't know it. And I'm going up to her, and I take out $10. I was going to give this lady the $10. I'm like, it's about letting go. It's about trusting in God. I'm like, I know God's going to take care of all my needs. All week I could have gone to the food bank, but I didn't. I wanted to work on myself. Show God that I am trusting, that God's going to take care of all my needs. So like tonight, I knew that I would, I got to go. I'm going to have to ask for help for food tonight later on. I'm going to give this lady that $10, and be a blessing to her. But I knew the food that I had in my car, I didn't even know if it would go bad by the time later on tonight, because it's in the car without no ice. That happened today. I had to throw beans away because I forgot all about them, and they got bad and I couldn't use them, So these things do happen. That's why I only can have a little bit of time in my car as far as the heat goes, and ice does not work really for me. It makes a big mess and ruins a lot of the stuff. So anyway, so I go up to this lady and I'm like, hello, and she goes, do you need anything? And I'm like, I was ready to hear, there's $10 for you. And she's asking me if I need anything? Wait a minute, she's the one that's, she's a homeless lady. But she's asking me, do I need anything? And I'm just looking at her like, well, God put it on my heart to give you something. I was going to give you this $10, and I really needed the $10. I needed that $10. I needed it, for myself, but I was obeying God, letting go, knowing that God is going to take care of all my needs. So this lady's like, she's an angel. She's like, do you need anything? I'm like, I got the $10 in my hand. I'm thinking, well, I was going to be a blessing to you because somebody was a blessing to me last night, gave me money, and I had some leftover money. I was coming in here to get some grapes, but I wanted to let go. I wanted to give you and help you out. And this lady was such a sweetheart. I mean, like, such a sweetheart. People would look at her like, she's a homeless lady. But I'll tell you what, I've never met anybody so sweet. She reminded me of me. She's like, honey, she goes, I have this card. I want to take you shopping. I'm like, what? I thought, well, maybe she's got some kind of medical condition or something. But like God was using her. She's an angel. God was using her because God knew I was going to do the right thing by letting go and obeying. I obey God. I listen when God tells me to do stuff. I listen and I trust. And this lady was so sweet. She's like, here, let me put my cart on the side. And she goes in Walmart all the time out here. So she did. She parked her car. Sorry, She parked her cart with all her stuff on the side of the wall, and she's like, here, let's grab a cart. You can have anything you want, whatever you want. And we did. We went through the whole store, through the grocery store area, and I was able to get everything I wanted. And there's things I'm like, ooh, I don't want that because, I was thinking how much it cost. And she's like, oh, she put it right in my cart. Would you like some, all kinds of food. Would you like some salad? She was finding out I don't eat meat. And she was so beautiful. As we were going through the store, this lady's like telling other people, and I do the same stuff. There's people passing through, and she's like, oh, yeah, I like your hat. Oh, hello. It's like a version of myself. And I'm like, she's a homeless chick like I am. You know, and everybody kind of, there's some people like peace, you know, some people smile. And people saw me with her probably wondering, why are we two together, you know, a homeless chick, and I'm all, you know, I didn't have this I wasn't wearing this. But she wasn't in a rush. We took our time. I forgot all about the library. I got my grapes. I really wanted spinach. You know, I wanted another, like, a wheat sub, you know, with vegetables like greens. Of course, green spinach is green, right? The sub tasted so good last night. I wanted another one, but I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to just make mine fresh, you know, at the store. And that lady was so sweet. We went in every single aisle, and she would have kept on putting more in there. And I'm like, you know, I only got so much space in my car. This is good. I am like, wow, I'm so grateful. God, thank you so much. I'm like, and we had such an amazing time in that store. And, you know, she wanted it. I love V8 juice. So Starlight's got 2 of those babies, spicy and without. But this lady was so sweet to everyone. She was so peaceful, so happy. She's like, God has done so much for me. And we're both so happy because we both get each other. We understand. So really be careful how you treat other people out there. That homeless person out there, like this lady here, could be an angel. She might want to help you out, you know. I was amazed. And not only that she went around and, you know, I was like, she's like, oh, is there anything else you want? Do you like chips? Do you like this? Do you like that? You know, and I'm like, oh, I don't eat that because of that. She's like, do you like pop? I love popcorn. You know how long it's been that Starlight had like fresh popcorn? That was something that I was eating all the time at my house. I loved eating popcorn, you know, fresh popped, you know. And so I got popcorn, you know. So, and this even gets better. She even bought me flowers, little small bouquet of flowers. I love receiving flowers. I love hugs. I love all these things. And it was so beautiful because we got to hug. I said, you know what? I don't give hugs away a lot because I protect my energy, but I knew she was an angel. So I asked her at the end, I said, could I give you a hug? And it was a beautiful moment, you know. So I definitely got touched by an angel today. That lady was so sweet, and she paid. She did. It was like $67. I got the receipt. I don't know if I have it in my car or in here, but yeah, she spent $67, you know, with tax or whatever, 67 change or whatever, and bought the little small bouquet of flowers. I was so touched by her. I had the food, and she wanted me to help her out, and I couldn't help her out. She wanted me to give her a ride somewhere after, and I couldn't because I didn't have the space I honestly didn't have there was no way it was going to happen. You know, so sad I couldn't help her out, but I know that God is going to take care of her. She wanted to go to a laundromat, and I didn't have the space in my car. My front seat is loaded, the back seat, you know, and she had that whole cart, you know, with all these things and she was so sweet. She's like, if you can't, that's okay. It's okay. God's going to take care of that. You know, that's how you know you met a real angel out there. Nobody acts like this. So, anyway, I'm outside the store and I'm heading to my car, and I'm like, I mean, the whole time I'm blown away. But the numbers, God just let me know, yep, abundance is coming, Starlight, yep, abundance is coming, you know? And I didn't run to the food bank this morning, first thing, oh, I gotta hurry up and get the food, No, I spent time with God instead. So on the way to my car, there's a lady putting her stuff away in her car, and I couldn't help it. I had to tell somebody. And I'm like, could I tell you a story? And I don't know if she really heard what I was saying. And she just stopped to listen. I said, I would like to tell you a story. I said, I just was in Walmart, and an angel helped me out. So I told this lady, blah, 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 everything I just told you. And now I touched her heart. She's amazed. She's like having tears in her eyes, she's trying to wipe them out, she's hearing this story. And I didn't ask her for anything. She gave me $20 knowing that I was going to help somebody else out. She likes helping people out. She tries to help people out. So, and I told her my story, and I told her about my YouTube channel. So I'll tell you what, if you don't believe in angels, you got to believe in them now, because this is my third angel that I've met in person that helped me out one way or another. So I know this is a long video, so that is my off-the-press story for today, is you got to believe, you got to keep trusting. And is it scary? Yeah, it could be scary, letting go of what you're used to doing. Like I did this whole week, I didn't go to the food bank. Because there's times I go and it's food I don't even eat. The last place I went, I barely had any fresh produce. And before I didn't even have a way of cooking it. So you gotta trust and believe, and be careful how you treat people. It could be an angel, I think it says in the Bible, angels unaware, but they're out there. I've met, my first angel was a guy, he had red hair, and it's not about that they look beautiful and like the pictures that you see. It's all in the heart. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, give me a thumbs up. And you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, you could share my videos with your family or friends. And don't forget the notification bell. And check out my playlist. And you can also find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.